Hello there, and welcome back to episode 5 of Steel Forest. So, what up today? Well, we are going to go and start digging out the city. And that's the big thing that I have planned for today. So, that'll mean we're going to start taking away the top shelf of this thing while we're going to dig out the last chamber as well, but yeah. So, I really don't know if it'll work like that, but I assumed that if we take it up like this, shelf by shelf, this should be not something that will collapse on us. It should be, that is. I'm leaving this dimension because I'm a little bit afraid that there might be an odd fringe case where they take out that one and take out that one, and this one isn't really connected because diagonal connectors don't count. And then you have the catastrophe again. But that's looking quite good. There we go. Yeah, with the legendary miners here, that job is done in no time. The only downside is that we are going to have to disband the hospital. So let's remove the stuff here. If necessary, we're going to build a new hospital elsewhere. But yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, perfect. There we go. It's going much faster than I feared. Turns out the expert workforce here is expediting the job massively. And down there, a crocodile and a cave toad are deucing it out. We struck some rubicel. Okay, look at this. Quartzite. So, yeah, in a grand total, we still have to prospect a lot. There's still a lot of stuff that we need to look for. I mean, there is copper somewhere here too. And I haven't seen anything about it either. We're definitely going to take an expedition into the northern clusters, but not today. So, let's see. Yeah, things are looking good so far. Let's see with how high the density of work accidents will be. Because so far, it looks like I've found a foolproof method, and that is usually the point where something bad starts happening. But I mean, I haven't found a fault in my methods so far. No occurrences of diagonal pieces crashing or diagonally dislodged pieces crashing down. So, we'll see. This hall will be then the staging point for our entire little city. I'm looking so much forward to that. I mean, this is, after all, just a relatively small area. But since we are going to build multi-story buildings, I hope that we are going to get quite a lot of people under one roof here. Either way, it is a wonderful opportunity to get started with multi-level building structures, because I really wanted to do that underground as well for once, because that's usually something I only do on the surface. But I figured Steel Forest is going to be active on the surface and below. And somehow we have to fill the time until we get our first wave of migrants there. Because, you see, we got pretty much everything we require. We got the iron we want, we got the infrastructure we want. We sure could use a few more apartments, but I'm working on it, actually. So, yeah, what's left to say? We are on a good schedule here. Ooh, yeah, there you see, there's the first Harbinger of Doom. I don't know how I did that, but somehow I canceled 2 jobs. Alrighty. We'll have to do that on several levels. But yeah, no pain, no gain. If I'd be only issuing the job just in one go, they'd be killing each other. Here, they cancel it themselves. It wasn't me doing that. It was the jurists canceling themselves. I saw it. Here, happened again. I mean, the good part is it shows me that before they're going to suicide, they're obviously going to do nothing. Not bad. It's okay for me. Here, could not find path ×2. Normal. Cancels dig channel. That's been the one. Well, I had no clue, but that's okay. Although, I gotta say, those are really, really nasty little things to forget, and, well... The thing is, one of these tiles, if it falls downstairs, it really deals a lot of damage. I don't know how many tiles of floor it takes, but, tiles of floor can literally kill everything in this game. I've heard that this is one of the methods that people use when they got forgotten beasts composed out of adamantine or steel or other virtually indestructible things. That's when you ask the CAVERN Express. Alright, this is so fun. I mean, this is going to take a while until it is done, but I am quite happy to see that my expert mining brigade is getting the job done quite quickly. As we're not constructing anything, it is not that hard to pull it off. There we go. Although I'm afraid it'll take a couple of episodes until it's done. But, yeah. I don't know how to make it faster. I mean, I could do one thing, though. Yeah, I have an idea how we can expedite the entire process a little bit. So, it goes like this. We continue on the levels below, exactly on the lines that are not dangerous. So, we can then do everything a little bit more simultaneously. In the hopes that this does get the job done a little bit faster, because honestly, this is one of those really nasty, huge projects where you're happy about any form of speed up that you can think of. But yeah, it's not really a speed up. It is just scattering the jobs on more people. That's all it does. Not exactly helpful. Ah, well. Mega projects. You can't take shortcuts for real. And while this is a very small scale mega project, it is on that scale. We probably will take another city hall after that. I think we're not going to expand this hall here ever again. But we maybe are going to build another hall next to this one, for example. That's an idea that I think might work out quite decently. But yeah, I think it won't hurt to get started already here a wee bit. As currently, well, I am not going for more expeditionary things anymore because we want to build that city. And we're currently in the migration pause phase where nobody is coming to town. Usually I just sit there and twiddle my thumbs. This time we're building a freaking city in the mountain with houses and all. There we go. Our handmade cavern. That's what it is. But I think it also is a very, very nice thing to do. So, once we've reached that width, we're going to take it off from this end. So, there we go. Yeah, I think I'm speeding it up a little bit this way. After all, it takes away work from the next few things. Oh boy. It's a little bit sad that there is no way in-game to automate that without risking the lives of my people. I tried it once and it led to catastrophic results. Cave-ins everywhere. I mean, it also led to the fact that it went way faster because, you know, there's a ginormous plate of rock just crashing down. That's a little bit less you need to dig, but it's also a few more people to bury afterwards, if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, depends on your point of view, but if you're, well, sometimes you don't even have remains if they get buried below the... That's all I want to say. Alright, so... The thing is, I don't want to excavate the next 5 episodes to City Hall. Therefore, well, I think we are good at making, working on a good pace here. 12 minutes in. And, yeah, I think it was a wise choice to go for this multi-layer approach. The more I do it, the more I realize that it is actually really good. Okay. So, the first floor is almost done. There we go. I don't know how far I'll be able to take this in this run, but another idea that I want to do or will do in this or another fortress eventually is to now build several halls like these and connect them. They don't necessarily have to have the same height scale. Like I could imagine to begin another hall that starts here and goes upstairs 2 levels and downstairs 3 levels or something like that. So you have the opportunity to mix and combine those cubic-shaped levels in very, very interesting manners. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So, yeah. After roughly 900 hours of Dwarf Fortress, Icon decided to give those height levels a try. This game is so crazy, guys. And I'm not actively avoiding trying new things, you see. Not really the case. There's also the request of using minecarts on the table. I sadly haven't caught up who was wishing for that. Will do. Not for this fortress, though, I have to admit. I need to read up this whole thing once more and have a plan how I want to integrate it into a fortress. I don't want to just build minecart system because minecart system. I want to have a little bit of a thought behind it. I'm sure you understand. So, look at that. We getting there. And seeing that they're chunking away on all the different levels here is making me happy insofar as it shows me clearly that work is well underway. So what I like most about all this is that we had one legendary miner migrating into our fort, and we start building this. I like to imagine that this is the proficiency of people like Nomal, who, I mean, she's around since I don't know how many years. If I remember correctly, 103 years old. Lone Anvil, yeah. She's been around since Sandwalls. So, I think her lover is already long dead. The Rakhoosts and the other people are not here yet. But, that's interesting. Her son is here. 19 years old. Love this. So, Kogan Joy Pages is an OG, person of this entire campaign. Cool. Yeah, that's one of the real cool things when you're playing a single campaign that long. You see those chaps all come to age and all. So, yeah, how we'll doing it now? I want to do an experiment. It's always bad when it starts like that. So we'll have to take care of that. Nobody's downstairs. And, I got a plan for the experiment, right? Okay. So, let's see if we can expedite this a little bit further. And if so, we might take a more radical approach. Let's see if we can take the ultimate speed up. Alright, for that purpose, we'll have to delete for now all the jobs here. Because I don't want anybody accidentally stumbling around here. Then we'll have to unassign all the good people, and then, oh, we have no expendables. So, yeah, alright. He's not exactly expendable, but I'm pretty sure that nothing bad will happen. Alright, there we go. So, let's see. Where's Kogan? Unconscious. He fell down the entire the entire thing. Also, this thing smashed right through the floor. You see, it destroyed this entire layer and then some. So, yeah, my verdict: speed mining is a thing, but it is also highly dangerous and debatable. But I mean, let's say it was one of Kogan's youthful tomfooleries. So that also means that we can do something, though. Well, let's think. Well, I don't want to do it like that. We could work with something like, what's the stuff called? Supports. So, this way, a support can be detached by triggering a switch. So we could slap a couple of supports below these plates and detach them. It's basically like a detonator, but I'm not down for that method today. We had our explosive mining adventures already today. That was one of the crappiest ideas I've ever had. I love every single moment of it. That's why trying out new things in Dwarf Fortress is so cathartic. There's always something stupid happening. due to all the complexities and interactions the game has. Alrighty, but I mean, other than that, we're making nice progress. Our little crash there also sped up the entire process a teeny bit. Not much, but a teeny bit. So I don't want to be ungrateful. Although I still have to think about how to deal with that crevice now there. Ah, well. So the problem is that the shockwave is sending down the person who's detaching the last block into a very, very unforeseeable position. And there's I don't think that there's a realistic chance of outrunning that shockwave. Wait a sec. Why did something collapse? How did you do that? Hmm? Yeah, well. I expected much more gore violence and mayhem, so far I am actually quite relieved. But yeah, we're getting there. Maybe not gonna be able to finish the entire thing today, but maybe I do. Who knows? We are also gathering an enormous amount of stone here at that point. I mean, there's so many boulders down here already. At some points, there's literally several of them stacked together. It's, by the way, also one of the reasons why the CAVERN does do what it does. There's just so much debris being bounced upwards when there's so many boulders falling downstairs. The game closely monitors how much mass falls down how far when calculating how much damage is done. Also the hardness of the surfaces and all, but we're getting too far with all that. Okay. So, autumn comes of the year 136. Steel Forest is a well-established little thing now, and, well, we're doing fine. We're doing truly, truly fine. Okay. And I'm positively surprised that nobody had to die so far. That is truly the real surprise here. So, now how we're going to deal with this nasty little bugger here, huh? Oh, I hate it already. So what that did is that we now have a very, very dangerous job to do. I don't dare to place several jobs, because if I place this job like a chain like this, it might lead eventually to exactly what happened a moment ago, but less controlled, with a dwarf on top of the shelf. And that is 100% lethal for the dwarf in question. So we can either speed up the process in a very dangerous manner, or we don't. I vote for we don't. But yeah, it is a true pain to deal with these last scattered pieces. And the caravans arrived, so we need to deal with the flux stone imports. Here we go. So, let's move that gem bin up there. Or those, I should rather say. Wow, look at that! Look at us! We rich! So, I gotta say, that explosive mining sure had its advantages in its speed. But, yeah. The feeling of risking my legendary miners like that is really not cool, and that is why I am doing this to myself. So, it's diplomacy time. I keep coming back to the same things that I ordered the last time. We keep ordering limestone, chalk, and I thought marble. Yeah. So, just the good old flux stones. Alright. Well, so far so good. Let's place down a couple of extra digging jobs yet again. And then eventually we'll be done with that. And we can finally build that frickin' city. Okay, so yeah, that is a nice delivery of Fluxstone. And that is what we're going to use to build our, to make our steel with. Apart from that, they brought some leaves and fruit, which we are going to buy. There we go. Let's also give back some gifts to our friends to show that our fort is thriving, and that's that. Okay. Wonderful. There we go. So I think once my fort is larger, I will try to do this in a more volatile and violent manner. You see, I currently don't have enough people to spare. I would love to try a more risky thing, but I have only people that I'm somehow emotionally attached to around myself, so yeah. It is what it is. I'm just honest here. Yeah, but we got a lot of the job already done. The tedious last bits, though, these will be really, really nasty. Like these here. On this level, we'll have to do it twice even. So my speed up process did really just gimp myself a wee bit. Yeah, gotta love it. When you want to be extra fast and you end up making yourself extra slow, at least nobody did die. That's the real bright side about it. At least nobody had to die. But that's definitely going to be one core city. That's one thing that I can already foresee. If, or once the new citizens are around, I'll be going for military gear very quickly though, because I really want to get the warfare chapter running as quick as possible. And I want to feel safe towards the feeling of invaders being around the corner everywhere. I mean, we are really living behind enemy lines here. Oh, that was one thing that happened in the previous episode at in the end of the epilogue there. So it seems as if Flame Drone is actually starting to conquer the elves around it. So, yeah, we're working on the same goals here. It is fascinating to see that while I might not be able to control what goods are present, like the adamantine from the previous season is not a thing anymore, and many other things are not working out as I'd wish, this is still a very cool feature. See that my previous city that was very strong and powerful is now starting to work on the war goals. That's cool. Ugh. Not so cool what we have to do here, as you see. Alright, my good friends, it's that time of the episode again, where I have to say goodbye and say thanks for the good time. Or, well, also ask for comments, thumbs up, and subscribers. You know the deal. And at the end of the road, always check out the description box. Playlists galore to all the other fortresses I built here so far. And of course, there's also links to supporting the channel, PayPal, Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, all the good stuff. Big thanks to all of you who have joined the fray. And if you want to have early access to the Dwarf Fortress episodes I pre-upload, I do release daily, but YouTube channel members can have early access right from the get-go. But don't you worry, everything will be released for free because I hate paywalls and I don't support them. So, see you all next time. Thanks for being around, and bye-bye.